Big Sky Outdoors, powered by Town Pump, fueling your next outdoor adventure, is also brought to you by Counter Assault, your ultimate protection in the wild. By Montana Army Navy, get it, get out, and live it. The Outdoor Report is provided by Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. And Bob Ward's, everything outdoors, Montana style.
Now, typically on a day like today, it's the middle of the day, we're starting off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Elk are going to be bedded and down in their holes and kind of resting up for the day. But today we've got this front moving through. We're forecasted to have some thunderstorms tonight and some rain. That tends to activate these elk a little bit more, and they should be up and moving around at least earlier in the evening for sure. So we're going to go out and see if we can't get a bull. Mostly running up the draw, so I think we'll just head right into it. Start our process from there. On this side of the mountain, these elk have been staying right down in the water. It's been a hot, dry summer. We've had fairly warm conditions through the fall here. Last week we had temperatures in the mid-80s during the day. Today we're lucky we're in the low to mid-60s, so it's perfect. But they're still conditioned to hanging in close to the cool water and the shady sides of the hill. That's one thing we're looking for. We want to see, it's like that great big rub right down there that's worked quite a ways up. It's probably worked 5.5 feet up in the air. That's when you know you've got mature bulls in the area and you got what you're looking for right there. This area in front of us here, exactly what I'm looking for when I'm trying to do a setup for a bull. If I got a bull bugling and he's working and he's coming in, I'm looking for a place that gives me some open shooting lanes. And if you look through here, you can see there's an open shooting lane out to about 50 yards that way, 40 yards that way, 30 some that way. And I position myself where I've got opportunities to call an elk through one of those open zones. It sure makes it nice when you can do that. It doesn't always happen because sometimes you get caught in the thick stuff where a bull's bugling at you. But if you can, try to set up to where you got some of these things to your advantage. That gives you a lot better opportunity to have a shot. You've got all kinds of hillsides to glass up here. Little open parks and meadows back in there. But I want to hear something talking. Spotted in a alpine meadow right up here across the draw from us, and one lone Angus cow in there, but the whole left side of the hill is just scattered with I see a little bull and a bunch of cows, but I guarantee there's a herd bull with that many. But with numbers like that, that's pretty promising. The problem is it's so hard to call that herd bull away from all those cows. You know, he's got 15, 16, 17, maybe 20 cows over there. So day one in the bag, we got out just as the rain started to hit. Didn't hear any elk bugle, but we did spot some elk way up the ridge, and so it started off kind of slow, but that's actually good. I don't want to jinx this week's hunt, and sometimes if you get a hot start right out of the gate, that ends up being a dud. So hopefully this week it'll just intensify every day. You'll just get a little bit better.
Since 1953, Town Pump has proudly served our communities as Montana's best convenience store. Town Pump offers a huge selection on all your favorite products, and we're always expanding to meet your needs. This month's specials include Fritos and Cheetos only $2.49, Corona and New Belgium 12 packs just $13.99, and DiGiorno pizza is 2 for $10. Town Pump is here to serve your community, so come visit Montana's best convenience store today.
Good morning. Here we are again. More of the same. Rained again all night last night. Got a deep heavy fog. We got a little bit of drizzle here today. Pretty much chance of rain all day today. So we're going to get out and hunt in spite of the conditions. And we got another place we're going to that we found some elk in earlier this week, and give it a shot. Just busted a couple of elk. Looks like bedded right off the trail over here. Only 45 yards away or so. We're using our favorite cologne for today. This right here is what gets the bulls. Cow in heat. Imported from France. Good stuff. Something in. We're going to tantalize them till they can't take it any longer. Middle of the afternoon, raining, foggy, wind starting to blow. We're just hanging out here, going to stay warm for a little while. Waited out the snowstorm here. It rained, which turned to snow. You saw we built a little bit of a fire. We hung out here probably 2.5, 3 hours. Skies are starting to clear a little bit. The sun's trying to come out. That's a good thing. We're going to get out and get back after the elk. We managed to stay dry and spirits are good. Once again, you don't kill elk sitting at camp. So here we go. The snow on the ground's already starting to melt. Look at it. Let's go. With the conditions being what they are, he's going to be a lot closer than what he sounded. He's probably just on the edge of that big open field we just crossed out of when we dropped across the creek and came up here. We need to hurry up and get to set up, and it needs to be right at the head of this funnel that comes down from those trails where everything funnels up through here. Let's go set up. Got up in here exact same basin where we got into all those elk. It's been really quiet because of the wetness and snow. I bugled one time and I got him answer immediately. Bull down here in the creek bottom bugled. We tried to do a setup, but never another peep, so we're not quite sure what happened with him. We're gonna do a couple more bugles. It's only about a half hour till dark. Got a long high comb in the dark, so we're gonna be heading out. Stay tuned.
Counter Assault, the original bear deterrent, has been made, developed, and scientifically tested in Montana for nearly 30 years.
Counter Assault is what I chose for my staff based on my personal experience, scientific testing, and it's the only one that met all the expert recommendations. Spray time and spray distance are important in a bear attack, and Counter Assault has both. As an avid hiker, hunter, and outdoorsman, Counter Assault is my first line of defense in bear country.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault, Grizzly Tough Bear Spray. Look for the red can.
Army-Navy is your hunting headquarters. It's the best place around when you're serious about saving money on the things you need to go hunting. Knife sharpeners, wool gloves, backpacking meals, optics, socks, boots, insoles, stoves. Why, it's a virtual hunter's checklist. All name brands and all at fantastic savings. On Highway 2 in Evergreen and Highway 93 in Whitefish. MontanaArmyNavy.com.
Get out and live it.
Good morning, everybody. Rained all night, in the high 30s, pretty cold. But thank goodness we're in a dry camper, hot breakfast. Just gonna wait it out and see what happens. Temperatures has really dropped from early this morning. As you can see from the footage, heavy fog in here. It's actually 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Our hunting partners joined us this morning and we helped them set camp. So we got another wall tent, we got a wood stove going. So now we're actually geared up and ready for the type of weather that we have. We're going to start our afternoon hunt today. They're really not bugling. We haven't heard anything yet, but we've got a spot where we left off yesterday. And we got an area that we can go to get towards those elk where we found that big herd. And we're just hoping that this afternoon, if the weather breaks a little, maybe we'll hear some bugling. If not, you know, it wasn't meant to be. But I tell you what, you don't kill elk sitting in camp. Been wondering where milk duds come from. Here's where you find them right there. Fresh, nice, soft milk duds, which is what we're hoping to find. So we just got to get them to talk today. It's late afternoon, early evening. It's been cloudy all day. We've had a few little clearing breaks, but it's dead quiet again today. So far, nothing's bugled. we just got stuck right in the middle of two different herds. We spotted this herd first. The cows came across the hillside, mewing and feeding. So we got over here and we got set up. And we started calling to them. And then a bull over here bugled. So we left that set up, brought it over here. We could see these elk up on the point of the hill. And as soon as we got set up over here, the big bull bugled from right where we just left. And he worked his way up the hill. We did a little duel with him. He got up above us, downwind, and he finally busted us, but that was kind of exciting. We still got this other bull over here that's working, so we're gonna have to make hustle ourselves over that way and see if we can't get him to talk. See, it's almost dark. We hiked out of that area that we got into all the elk. We're about a mile and a half down now. Crazy scenario there. We saw 4, maybe 5 different bulls, if you count that spike. The one was really nice. If we'd have stayed at our first setup, he came right by it. But we allowed ourselves to get pulled back by a different bull. That's just bow hunting, man. It gets pretty exciting. We had a good time. They're starting to get tuned up. We know where they're at. Stay tuned, we're gonna be back at them.
Find your next adventure at Bob Ward's Sports and Outdoors. Bob Ward's Sports and Outdoors, Montana style.
Here's this week's outdoor report by our friends at Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks.
For the first time in more than 20 years, the middle part of the Musselshell River has native catfish. This relocation was made possible by a natural disaster and the response by water users to improve the river.
So the neat part about this is we've got some dams that have been lost, unfortunately, to the landowners, but for the fish's sake, now we've opened up larger chunks of habitat that we hope that these fish can recolonize and become part of a fishery up there that's really been lost in the last 20 years.
This catfish relocation is part of a broader initiative to restore the Musselshell River.
Through the Musselshell Water Coalition's efforts to improve water delivery for irrigation, they've also improved water delivery for fish.
One of the main reasons for the Musselshell's improvement was a 2011 flood that damaged many of the agricultural diversion dams along the river. Since then, the Watershed Coalition has worked with landowners to improve irrigation systems and in some places provide fish passage.
I think there's more buy-in because people realize the value of the river. And especially when a couple of years there, it had those huge floods and it affected everyone in a major way.
As more improvements are made along the river, the Musselshell could one day become a complete fishery throughout its entire range.
It's always fun to look at a river like this and think that, you know, there really are some fun fish in there, some edible fish, catfish, sauger, hopefully they'll be here in the future and laying.
I'm Winston Greeley, out among Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks.
Southwest Montana sunrise. We're ready to start off the day. We're going to start by bugling from one of my favorite spots here to bugle into this big basin, so cross your fingers. biggest part, it's the challenge. There's two aspects of it that are really exciting, and one of it is the challenge because it's hard to do. You're hunting really rough country. And the second aspect is the excitement. There's no better reward or return on investment than when you get in close to those bugling bulls, and there's a lot of bulls bugling around you, and the cows, elk are calling, and it's just such an exciting type of a hunt. There's not very many other game animals that are similar to what you get with the bugling elk. Just totally exciting. And exasperating at the same time.